Looks like they flipped around during the break. Hello, internet. This is AP Gaming Real. You know, I'm trying a new intro sequence and it's completely thrown me off, but also the fact that my hat is mid gravitational collapse, and also that when Rob turned his camera back on, it flipped him and Cotton for reasons that are not apparent to me. Let me just solve that problem real quick. It's a day, things happened. I got a lot of complaints, but none of them feel like they're worth sharing. You know, they're all petty and minor. I'll say this. Let me tell you something. It's been a while since I told my mom's story, but here we go. So tomorrow, my mom leaves on like a 20-30 day thing. It's a walking tour onto a cruise, onto a boat tour, onto another cruise. Basically just an infinite cruise. And I was looking over, so she sent me her itinerary, and I was like, and then I got to the end of it, and I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit? She has the unlimited drink package. Those of you who've never been on a cruise don't understand what this means. Okay, so they charge you for every soda that you get and stuff like that, unless you get the unlimited drink package. It's like $100 a day. But it also includes alcoholic drinks if you're 18 or older whenever you're out. So apparently, as part, she signed up with a group of like 100 people. And so the organizers of that group are all getting the unlimited drink package for free. So now my mom got like 20 days of free alcohol. Unlimited free alcohol. And there's like 5 sea-only days on this cruise. And there's one day, let me tell you something. Cruise companies buy private islands. Sometimes they have 2 or 3, but mostly it's just one. All the employees live on that island. There are literally no civilians. Everyone that lives there is an employee. It's like a bar and maybe a second bar to provide competition. You know, like one will be like an island bar where they sell drinks with umbrellas, and the other will be like come get your whiskey and lager and, you know, get it served out of the taps and big cold frosted drinks, you know. Divide it like that way. So there'll be maybe 2 bars and a bunch of shops with overpriced crap that you don't have to pay any taxes on when you get back to your home country because it's all duty free. And then like jet ski, beaches, sunshine. All right, so any repeat cruiser hates this place. It's literally a private island for just feeding money back into the cruise company. You can't do anything there. There's no arts. There's no museums. There's no tourist spots. It's literally just jet skis and alcohol. I guess if you like being outside on a beach, it's fine, but my family, I don't know if you've ever seen me when I've been exposed to the outside for more than 30 minutes, but I develop an immediate 3rd-degree sunburn in the fiery flames. Man, I cannot get a smile out of Cotton today. Like, nothing? All right.
I also burn super easy, so I understand.
Well, you're super pale, so I suspect that that's true.
I am super pale. And you can't see him on camera, but I'm covered in freckles.
You're right. I can't see it on you. I would have never guessed that either. I guess the story goes, my mom is going to be drinking a whole lot on this trip. And that's fine, because I don't have to, like, pick her up from a bar or anything. As long, you know, they'll have someone to walk her back to her room and make sure she doesn't fall overboard. So I feel like mission accomplished there. The only other thing of note that I have to share is that I started taking a vitamin D supplement, which should boost my mood and help something else. And I just feel like that's worth mentioning because apparently I have like toxically low levels of vitamin D from never being in the sunlight.
Yeah,
I don't know that
vitamin
super pale is
really
a
help.
superpower. Well, we'll see.
I mean, yeah,
we'll see.
I think it might be a superpower. But
I don't think being pale is name one thing that it can do.
I mean,
super weakness.
Polar bears are pale.
No, they aren't. Dumbass. Okay, whoa, Connor, you just flipped. No, they call me a polar bear in college, man. That's my nickname. Let me tell you something about polar bears. Polar bears aren't pale, motherfucker. They're jet black.
I know they are.
Do you know that? Because you just said they were pale. That is the
'Cause-
complete opposite of the color that they are.
I mean,
They
it's true.
reflect back the godlike rays of the sun so they can stay at an ambient temperature.
Right. I mean,
They like to draw in that heat.
Mainly, I'm referring to, of course, their fur. But yeah, I mean, I know that they're
Sure.
very
Yeah,
dark.
their fur is white as snow because they gotta hide in that fucking snow to maul a
remember
seal to
right.
death.
Their fur's actually translucent. It just looks white because of all the snow and all that, and on the other translucent hairs.
Dope ass snow. Polar bear, tell me they're pale. Connor. Connor Hughes ain't never seen a polar bear in his life. Never even left New Jersey. Tell me how many polar bears are in New Jersey. One at a zoo.
Yeah, that's probably one at least. He's probably suffering terribly.
At a zoo.
I'll tell you what, though. I was.
Are you kidding me? Everybody in New Jersey's suffering terribly.
It's like a national honor, right? Or a statewide honor.
Spend 10 seconds in traffic and you're suffering terribly.
The traffic between Delaware and Philadelphia, I experienced that for the first time on last Friday. And
wow. Yeah.
atrocious.
Welcome, my friend. Welcome. I've been there so many times.
I know. It's terrible.
You go across the did you go through 95 or did you take
I went through Philadelphia. I think it's like the 301 or something.
Ah, the 301, my friend.
It was, oh man,
Let me tell you something. Sometimes it's so bad you want to take the Ben Franklin, but you go to Philadelphia through New Jersey and take the B Frank. My God, it's fucking Philadelphia, my old nemesis.
Yeah, it was terrible.
What were you doing in Philadelphia?
I wasn't doing anything other than driving through it.
I was gonna say
for 3 hours.
I would have thought you'd stop somewhere like Red Cap, maybe try to sell a few Scout comics. Connor Hughes, I understand that you're a comic book artist. That your new comic, The Game, is coming out, being published by Scout Comics. Is that correct? Something along those lines, maybe? No, I don't know. I'm just saying words.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
We're at New York Comic Con selling White Ash through Scout Comics for sure. And so I was doing a signing at New York Comic Con the week before last, and that was a good time. We're still working on just issue 1 of the game, so we're gonna see where that lands.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I was driving down there this weekend, going to my sister's wedding, which was in Chesapeake Bay. So we took just the route through Delaware, then through Maryland. And once we got into Maryland, everything was great, but Delaware was terrible, and so was Philadelphia.
Really?
I mean, the traffic, yes, the traffic.
Really? Down 301?
Yeah. Until I reached Maryland, that's when the traffic let up. It was atrocious on that Friday.
Wow. Oh wait, what day did you go? Weekend?
On Friday evening.
Ooh,
like just
look at this!
Yeah.
Look at this foolish fool. Let me tell you something. In Delaware, look, everywhere else in the country, traffic goes north, right? In this general area, in Delaware, all the traffic goes south to the beaches.
Yeah. I can see that.
Friday night, it's literally just a Congo line south full of retirees going to my beach house.
Yeah, I mean, that seemed like it was the case, and then some for a lot of other people too, because I don't know. Anyway, we had to go at that hour because of my daughter's nap times, but yeah, it was a wrong call. We should have tried to go for the first nap. That would have been the right call. Anyway, hindsight. I mean, I'm not going to be driving down for any weddings in Chesapeake Bay anytime soon, so I mean, unless there's other people's weddings, but not for my sister's anyway. Yeah.
All right, Connor, I want to ask, what are you drawing here?
I mean, I was thinking about drawing Ash's mom, Aisha.
It's finally gonna happen.
It's finally gonna happen. I mean, I'm sort of playing around here. I haven't really decided on anything yet, but
okay, you figure it out and you let us know.
Yeah.
Who's the female character you drew a couple weeks ago then?
That was Win.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. That's right.
She's full of win. Hopefully we're getting her back.
No,
Hopefully we're
don't
getting her
say
back
she's
this
full of
week.
wind. That's
It's verboten.
ugh. I felt Pond of the Mad die. I just felt it.
Bearded was wrecking Pondo with some puns last week. I won't even say them again, but just for fear of the wrath of Pondo. But
He's not listening right now. You could say it.
I could say it. Well, I mean, he might watch the recording. Who knows?
That does sound like him. It's your introduction, Connor, so I don't want to tell you what to do. If you're not finished, keep introducing yourself. But
no, I think I'm about done.
Okay.
Cotton, what's going on with you this week? Or
Hi, I'm Cotton. I doodle and stuff.
yeah.
I was handed some food
Uh-huh.
and put it in my mouth the moment Connor said that.
Connor's been learning pretty well from me.
truly, I'm a disciple.
I don't think I've done much this week. I've been a little sick, but I'm probably getting better. I wasn't bitten by any children this week, so that was fun.
That's a real low bar.
They're usually really nice, but sometimes they bite.
How old are they?
They're toddlers. Toddlers and preschoolers. I haven't been bitten by a preschooler. It's the toddlers.
Still teething?
They just haven't learned not to bite yet.
Yeah.
All the toddlers go through a phase where they bite. And that one left a bruise when he bit me.
Yeah, my wife also took care of some toddlers, sort of recently, and what they were doing was they were biting each other, and then biting my daughter too, and it's like, get off.
They're really bad. They bite each other so much.
Yeah.
And you just set them to go sit in timeout. You don't bite people. All that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually got bit because the toddler wasn't biting the other toddler. He was punching him, just sitting on top of him and punching him because he took his block or something like that. Toddlers are mean sometimes.
Rough crowd.
Yeah, it's fine though. That's all that's happened to me. Let's go to Shep.
Hi everyone, I'm robSHEPart. You can find me on Instagram and Twitch and Twitter and everything else. So I draw D&D creatures, monsters, characters, all that kind of cool stuff. And I don't know if it's news or not. I'm not using it tonight, but I bought Painter for the second time in my life and looking forward to getting used to some of its tools. But tonight I'm still using, what am I using? Click Studio Paint.
Cool. What are you drawing here?
I'm drawing the beginning of, this is a deep gnome.
Oh yeah, that sounds familiar to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a deep gnome, it's going to be a deep gnome in the foreground, and he's going to be a shape changer that can change into kind of a monstrous vampire. So I'm going to put the vampire in the background, sort of like what you might see Bruce Banner and the Hulk doing their shape change thing.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Yeah, that kind of deal. And that'll do it for me. So back to you, AP.
Connor, I want to ask. Fake
Yes?
Grand Order.
Oh,
What are you about? I'm just asking about Fake Grand Order.
it's a good bit test. No, it's not. It's not at all. Not at all, folks. What's up?
Yeah, I'm just asking you how it's been going.
Well, I've just been doing the daily challenge. I actually lost my login streak on the day of my sister's wedding, and
I see.
I'm so pissed at myself. I had 40 straight days.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Fortunately, all that really 40 straight. Wow, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Let me check mine real quick. I'm
Other than
on.
that, mainly I just do I've been doing those daily quests and doing all three of them, and then if I have any spare time, then I do the.
You should have enough to do all 3 of the 40s twice in a day, because you get something like 288 AP. My login streak is 447, and in 3 days I'll get the 450 bonus.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot. that's commitment.
I haven't not logged in. There was the first Nero Fest, the server was down for 23 hours. It only went up 11 o'clock at night. So here I am in the middle of an episode of Battletech, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna stop the whole stream so I can log in for 10 seconds just to get the bonus. Felt like such a drama queen in the process.
I mean, you didn't really have to tell people.
I mean, I had to tell people, hey, I can't run the stream right now because I'm logging in on my phone and play a phone game. We have anything else to cover? I don't know. I don't have an art challenge for you this week, guys. I gotta tell you, I really super want to see at some point. I'm just saying, personal preference. I would love to see people cosplaying as their characters.
Oh yeah,
Artists cosplaying as their characters. Well, if there's nothing else, let me mark down the time for the skip introduction folks who just want to skip introductions. I want to remind everyone that of this show proper, there's only 3 episodes left, right? It's this week and then 2 more weeks. And Mick, theoretically, will be returning to us for, like 2 or 3 weeks. Who knows with Mick?
He's a wild child, that man.
I guess it's until, like, pre-June. As long as the kiddo's in school and not in summer vacation. But, yeah. We'll stop doing these sessions, and they will only be for when someone can't make it. Obviously, Bearded has not been able to make it very often, so who knows? Who knows? Oh, and let me make sure that Cotton's picture is uploaded into the stream thing. The one where she... oh, yeah, it's called Hark. It's already in there. Good. Where Lyra and Ash are doing the play in the Succubus Den, which is secretly the Rat King's lair. Meanwhile, previously on the show, some shit happened. Now, we take you live. Ash, you are in a stone cathedral, and it is raining inside the cathedral. All of your clothing is completely soaked through. Your hair is wet, and it is dark. It is very difficult to see in here, even with your dark vision. And upon the cathedral, where there would be a pulpit normally, there is instead a grand throne of iron and gold, and a man sits heavily and wearily upon it.
You called, Father? I'm guessing.
The 6th prince of my realm. The 6th prince of the kingdom of Hyrule. And he brings his head up and says, "'Tis but a dream, my son. I am a figment of your distant memory. Your mind is troubled.
I seek win, and I seek the will of Guzenguz.
You say many things that conflict upon themselves.
I think the will of Guzenguz will take me across this entire island. I think it's a wandering journey. It's a wandering path.
Remind me, my 6th prince, the troublemaker among my children, what oath didst thou swear upon becoming a knight?
To honor Guzenguz.
Oh, 'tis my recollection you swore that you would be a hero and follow destiny.
Only by own. It is to be a hero is to honor Guzenguz.
So sure are you? What is a hero? He says, rising from the throne, and as he does, there is a terrible boom of thunder. Moments later, a bolt of lightning strikes in front of him, but it goes from the ground up to the ceiling, as if in reverse.
That is my quest to discover.
Then allow me to ask, he says as he moves towards you, his hair covering half his face. You can see in his right hand he's clutching the family's longsword that's scraping along the ground, making a kind of shh noise. My son, what sort of man goes around beating others, killing them to enforce his opinion? What sort of man hides behind goose and guz? No man that I would recognize. No prince that I would sire.
I don't hide at all. Goose and Guz is the light that shows the way, but I follow the path.
A prince is held to higher standards than just a paladin. Is held to higher standards than an acolyte of a god. You must be ready to lead a kingdom. You must be ready to serve your siblings. You cannot simply kill your way into significance, my son. You must reason with those whom you would call an enemy. You must understand their cause. You kill and you kill and you kill, and now look where it has ended you up. On some holy quest in the middle of nowhere. As your father has finally approached, he flips back his hair, and instead of the face of the King of Hyrule, it is instead a golden fox's face.
I will meditate on this. Thank you for showing me the way.
Rebellion is the way, child. And then you are struck by a bolt of lightning, and you wake up hearing a boom of thunder outside the inn as you are sweating. Your sweat smells vinegary. It is soaked into the sheets. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. Lyra, you are awoken at the same time by this boom of thunder. You are having a troubling dream about an unbalanced scale and a compass that was constantly circling itself, as if it could not find a direction. Baldric, you sleep through it.
Baldric snoring.
Are we sleeping in the inn?
Yes.
I want to look out the window.
Yeah, there's a fucking storm, and this isn't like some normal storm. This is undoubtedly one of Wellwind's cleansing storms that comes by at her will on a regular basis in order to bring fresh water to people. So I've never actually outlined this, I think, in either of the campaigns that use this god system, but there are very few natural storms that occur, and there are no wells of water. People have to dig out a well and then wait for Wellwind's storms to pass to fill it as a cistern with water. So she literally provides life to the world.
Awesome.
So there are people outside, you can see them in the pre-dawn darkness and gloom of this thunderstorm, setting out rain barrels.
What would you normally do what the Rowan's followers normally do during one of her storms?
Cleanse themselves if they're dirty. Preach to any who require it. Quiet reflection otherwise. Think on justice, leadership.
I guess I'll go sit outside and quietly reflect.
Just gonna go sit out in dark, cold thunderstorm.
For a little bit, yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah, so, it is, of course, Corsairport, so there's a mist rising from the ground, and it's cold AF. You attempt to meditate. Make a religion check. I just want to see if you can... Got the perfect burla. weapons and supplies. Let me tell you something. I don't know about the rest of you if you follow a Critical Role regularly like I do. So they got their ass kicked in a recent episode, like really badly. And they were like, guys, we have been losing constantly. What we really need to do is find some sort of third-party organization to help us stop this war. And everyone's like, we don't know anyone. We don't know any third-party organization. The second part of the story requires the knowledge that this is their second campaign. It takes place 20 years later than the first campaign. And the whole first campaign was about creating a world-spanning organization to keep all of the nations in contact. So anytime something bad happened, someone could be like, hey, light the fucking torch fires, Rohan. There's shit going down. There's dragons everywhere, bitch. Of course, the campaign culminated with the creation of that organization. So let me jump back to the present. It's been 2 years since they played that first campaign. And of course, it's 20 years in the future. And they're like, oh, we got to find a third party. What do? They go talk to some random ass wizard. It turns out he's probably dead. I don't know yet. I haven't finished watching the episode. And the wizard's associate is like, well, let me, I don't know where my wizard is. Let me go call for help. And one of the people that they let lead their organization showed up and was like, I'm here to help. And they're like, oh, we can ask her to help us save the world. And then someone was like, but wait, we don't know that she's part of that organization. We players know, but our characters don't. Cotton, I see that you have a 10 here on this religion check. You managed to keep your composure. It's like a monk sitting underneath a waterfall. The cold doesn't bother you anyway. The rain doesn't bother you. This is totally normal for you. When you do get up from the ground, however, you are covered in dirty mud and full AF, and the sun is probably rising somewhere, not that you can see it in this thunderstorm.
It's fair.
When you go back in, Tara and her father have hot pretzels, cold beer, and a warm soup set out for you at your usual table.
So when Ash woke up, I think he might also consider that call, the boom, to also be a call, and so he goes out and sort of meditates and and his meditation is sort of like practicing physical maneuvers like sword play.
You're going out in the middle of a thunderstorm at like 3 o'clock in the morning and doing sword training?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure I understand. This is very Mulan of you. I love the idea that as you're training, there's lightning strikes in the background, and we catch them on a slow motion zoom in on your sword blade, right? We see the reflection of them in the sword blade as we see the pellets of rain come down in slow motion. And we just get this, like, Ash, his hair thrown back, very puffy pirate shirt Ash. He looks like a dirty version of the prince he played. I mean, I assume when he comes back in, he looks like he would belong in a Highlander movie,
Yeah, that probably sounds about right. I mean, it does rain a lot in the Highlands. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Highlander doesn't only take place in the Highlands,
I was thinking about that. But yeah, I was thinking about Outlander for a second.
Braveheart, I think.
Well, also Outlander. You know the romance TV show?
No.
Okay.
I know the book series, I guess.
Yeah, so it's the same.
I saw the first episode of that. I'm actually going to watch more of it.
Okay,
yeah,
interesting.
It's pretty good.
Baldruck, when you come downstairs, Lyra and Ash are being toweled off by Tara. They both look like they woke up in the middle of the night and decided that dancing outside in the rain would be a good idea.
Interesting. So for me, I'm just like, oh man, had a great stretch or a great sleep. Had some dreams about thunder and lightning though.
As
Why
you
are
say
you guys
that,
all wet?
there's lightning outside when you say that, followed by immediate thunder.
What a coincidence. You guys went outside in the storm?
Of course.
Oof. I'm a nature guy, but even I stay out of the rain. So
There's
what time is it
probably-
now? Whoops.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, probably what?
It's probably no place closer to Wellwind than in the middle of one of her storms.
Understandable. So what time is it? Is it wake up time?
Yeah, it's like 7 or 8 a.m.
Time for breakfast.
Yeah, you guys sit down, you have some breakfast.
Yeah. So Ash, digs in pretty heartily.
So over to Ash. Ash, are we going to try to track down your, what is she to you? Friend? Closer than
Yes.
friend?
Oh, she's a friend for sure.
The lover?
A cousin? A cousin and a lover?
I really hope it's not that last one. That one's a bit
I
weird.
feel like you guys are writing a country song right now.
That's right.
Win was at my court with me. She's very helpful. She's very dedicated.
You've avoided answering those last 3 questions. Is she a cousin lover?
No, she's none of those things.
Not a
Are you
cousin or
sure?
a lover.
Yes, I'm absolutely sure. She's not related to my line, family line. But Lyra, I think, isn't it? I think you. Where do you think she might be? I think you had some visions.
Well, I think she's in that under mountain.
I think that was to the south. Is that not right? Not right?
It's in the wasteland.
Are you all right?
I'm fine.
So Tara comes over and says, well, you'd have to be crazy to go out in this weather. I'm not sure just wandering around to the southern wastes is a good plan either. Do you have any further information that might narrow down your search?
Let me check my notes.
Well, where did you find out where she was?
I don't think we found out conclusively, right? But there was a vision about an
I
upside
had
down
a
mountain.
strange dream where I saw an upside down mountain and Win. So I'm hoping that that means she was there.
Okay.
But maybe we
She's
can
just like,
pray.
I'll buy that.
Maybe we can pray to Wellwind for further guidance.
Well,
She is the one that sent you that vision. I'd welcome any help from Wellwind, Jatau.
When you say that, she looks at you and says, I feel like Jatau has sent help often and quite recently. She puts the fox icon down on the table.
Okay.
That could be fair. We have gotten out of some unusual scrapes. Fairly
Jatau
unharmed.
is the god of trickery, travel, luck, drunks,
I'll
those
put in
who
a
are forgotten
silver,
and lost.
silver for Jatau.
Okay. I feel like that could turn into a social media hashtag. Hashtag silver for Jatau.
Yeah,
Take a
that'd be
knee,
good.
drop a silver.
Yeah, I put in a silver as well.
Okay.
So Baldric. He's a bandwagoner.
As you know, it just mysteriously disappears at some point when none of you are looking. So weird how that happens.
I asked Tara, would you say Jatau, the representative of Jatau, is the fox?
Jatau takes many forms, but you are in one of his temples.
It's true. And what does gold mean to Jatau?
Gold is the most respectful metal that one can offer a god. With gold, you can perform many rituals. Sacrificing gold to a god is akin to sacrificing your own blood, but, more polite.
So I offer a gold piece to Jatau this time.
Oh, are you holding the coin out to her? Because it's already disappeared.
Yeah. Is there any? Yes, I am.
Yeah, she'll take it and she puts it into her apron. You're not sure it went to the god, but surely a priestess would never steal from her own god. That would be real bad. That would feel like that would
What
cause
trickery!
well, you know, I don't know what to tell you all. It just seems I feel as if heading south, probably, just my recollection, dangerous place. I mean, it's all dangerous, but you know, you survived going to this prison a few times. You'd be fine. Well, you're looking for the girl. I will pray for her safety.
We cannot go anywhere in this storm. So let's use this time to gather what information we can. About whatever we can.
What do you suggest? We go around town?
If you want.
I don't think anyone in town's going to know anything that can help you.
We could try going back to the prison. We could talk to them, or we could try more aggressive negotiations.
Like what?
Baldric pops up. I've got my hammer ready to go.
I don't think we get away with offering the Rat King, even in some kind of attempt.
That's wrong for us to turn over someone who's been so kind to us, from what I can tell.
I agree. I would never want to cross him. He's been very kind to us, from what I can tell.
Surprising for a rat.
You think so? Even though you feel so kindly towards the woodland creatures?
Hey, I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised that the rat has been so helpful. I'm thankful for it, but it did surprise me. I thought rats were much more selfish and
I want to remind
squeamish
you, this is no mere rat. This is the king of the giant rats.
Yeah,
They are noble beasts, sir.
noble beast, like a noble steed.
Not like a noble steed.
Not like a noble steed.
not quite that noble.
So we could try going in there and making that goblin. What was it? Half orc?
Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, we could test the waters, if you will. I mean, there's evil there, and at least my job is a simple one. I want to destroy all evil, but I don't want to be too foolish either. I don't mind jumping in and trying it, but we need some sort of plan. Tell me, you guys, do you feel the need to provoke evil before you'll fight evil?
It's a good question. I think we've been a little bit hesitant just trying to find the lay of the land here, but normally I don't think so. I'm not. But this land is mysterious, and we're foreigners to it.
I cannot tell if something's evil just by looking at it. It's usually the actions that speak for me.
But we knew it was a succubus, and we know succubi are evil, right?
Are they all evil?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I would think, out of character, I would think Lyra would definitely be hunkering or holding a.
She's definitely holding a hatred to the succubus that she met.
Yeah.
The door opens, and a man in a large vermilion overcloak and a fucking huge hat. I mean, we're talking maybe a foot wide brim, pouring rain down it, steps inside and then whooshes the hat and takes off his massive greatcoat and kind of shakes out all of his stuff. You can see he's got a guitar on his back. and he moves over to your table after having a quick discussion with Tara, and sits down and says, "Good day, friends."
Welcome.
Welcome, friend. Who might you be?
Well, I'm just wandering adventurer, you might say. Someone looking to do good in the world. Humble songsmith. The name is Halleck. Holds his hand out.
Halleck, huh? All right. Where's Mick?
I'll shake it.
Yeah, I shake it as well. My name's Ash.
Doesn't seem like we're going to be going anywhere today.
Oh, because of the storm?
Well, seems like. I was
We
headed
could
further
weather
south,
this.
but Captain decided to divert the ships here, so can't continue the convoy until the storm's passed.
When Wellwind says you must stop, it's wise to stop. Wise to
Yeah.
heed her word.
I agree. I don't suppose you all are fans of acoustic entertainment.
That sounds nice.
Well, I got a few tales I can tell. Maybe I
Can we
can
do the song?
weave some illusions in there to help bring you into...
Yeah, so actually, Baldric would love to hear some song. You going to sing, AP?
I am not at all.
Yeah,
You've
yeah.
heard the extent of my musical ability via rapping. And even that requires hours of preparation for 90 seconds of rapping. But Halleck sings the song of the shadow over Apple Valley. He sings of his good friends, the adventurers. I forget what you guys called your party.
The Drawn Blades.
The Drawn
the
Blades.
Drawn
He
Blades.
sings of the Drawn Blades. He sings of the death of Cazador being sealed inside an ancient druidic staff. He speaks of helping in secret to eliminate zombie horrors so that they would not run over the town. As he's singing of these things, little images pop up on the table as he's weaving silent image and other illusion spells into his casting.
Well, am I familiar with this magic?
Yeah, it's like basic bard magic, like low
Okay.
level illusion. Any wizard, yeah, Wynn probably almost certainly
Mhm.
has used it at some point, I would think. If
Yeah.
not, you must have seen it somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, it's like cantrips and first level stuff.
What kind of pictures is he popping up?
So it's not pictures. He does the full moving, like as he's singing, the figures are carrying out the actions he's talking about. So we see Cazador like laying on the ground as another person helps him back up and is like, "Aha!" A reference to Connor having his two characters meet.
Hey, dwarves feel a kinship with each other. They're gonna help each other when they're down.
Yeah. Okay. Gosh, your mom seems a little bit younger than I thought.
Yeah, I'm not trying. I'm not. It's not done yet.
Okay, all right. I'm just saying she looks youthful.
She's immortal, right? So
I mean, immortal
ever young.
doesn't mean immortally teenager. I mean, unless that's what Connor's aiming for.
It's not necessarily
It's Connor's dream.
dream. This is a reality.
Connor is just like, gotta love those extra planar girls. They keep growing older and they just keep staying the same age.
I'm working on it. It's work in progress.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's about midday when the storm finally cuts down. Halleck is done singing for a while and takes a long pull out of a mug of ale.
That was a wonderful song, and I tip him a silver piece.
He pushes it back over and says, "Oh no, not for this song. I sing of heroes this day."
Well, sit. Join us for breakfast. We just started.
Well,
So
it's
how about
around
if we-
midday now. I've been singing for several hours, so.
Well, really? Well, we'll buy your lunch if you're open for it.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
I guess I should hurry back to the ship after, but I'm sure they won't leave without me.
Before you go, have you heard anything about this island? Do you know anything about the land that we
It's a
control?
cursed land. They say horrifying creatures move in the darkness, but it has some very good trade goods. I mean, would you like me to give you the bardic knowledge that I know of it?
Sure.
Yeah, anything would be helpful.
He closes his eyes and strums a chord on the guitar and says, with his eyes still closed, he says, ambient temperature of 68 degrees Fahrenheit, average humidity, 78%, quite moist all year round. I'm detecting from my memory, average rainfall, 32 inches. Local trade goods include a weak beer made out of a toxic fungus and particularly fine wood in large enough slats to be used for ship boat building and high quality ink for spellcasting.
Mm-hmm.
He takes a deep breath and says, the wind is currently 5 miles an hour, south by southeast. And that's your bardic knowledge check for the day. Listen,
Thanks.
if you don't understand what I just did, that is a reference to Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 edition, where bards had a special thing called bardic knowledge check, where they could give you like a gazette of the local area.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I thought maybe it was an actual skill that they
No.
had now. Okay.
Oh.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that info. It's unfortunately common knowledge for us as well. So, where are you traveling to? I mean, you said you came in. Where's your destination? South, but south by
Heading
sea.
south, trying to stay ahead of the plague and the war.
What plague are you talking about?
It seems that the elves unleashed a horrifying plague among their enemies.
We've
Yes.
heard rumor of a zombie plague. Are you talking about that one?
I am indeed speaking of the zombie plague.
God, who would be stupid enough to unleash a zombie plague? I'm surprised that thing's still going on.
One would surely have to be horrifying. It's been traveling via water, apparently. Possibly the worst way for one to deliver such an incredible, virulent toxin.
I don't know what the elves were thinking when they brought that upon the Empire. It was a foolish move.
I concur entirely. Well, don't let me keep you here, but I'm gonna head back out.
Thank you, Halleck.
Good luck, noble heroes. I hope to one day sing songs of your adventure. Probably not the one about you sitting in a tavern all day, but maybe you'll do something noteworthy.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I agree.
You can be sure of it.
We need to go do something noteworthy right now.
You're like, wait here. Hold the boat. I'm gonna go kill the black rabbit by myself. Sorry, what's it called here? The black hare?
Black hair.
I'm gonna go
Black hare.
solo that beast.
Is the so yeah, I guess we wouldn't know, right? The black hair still exists.
I mean, you guys
Right.
definitely set it on fire.
Yes, it's dead.
As far as you know, it's super dead.
All right.
Weren't you there for that, Baldrick?
No.
No. That was the one with Sid and Pondo. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good show. I enjoyed it. All right, so what do you think, guys? I think we pick a direction and go for it.
We have wasted a good portion of the day waiting for the storm to pass, so we'll have to keep that in mind when we're traveling.
Luckily, at least in the prison, I mean, we won't be outside, so there's no need to worry about overnight as such.
Well,
You want to stay overnight in the prison as opposed to outside?
Could be safer assuming we clear the area. I don't know.
Sure.
Hey, AP, out of character. So one of the things that Minotaurs can do is sort of, it seems like in Magic the Gathering, the Minotaurs actually live in the city, and then they have knowledge of these green areas, parks or overgrown areas or whatever they're called. And the ability is to be able to find good camping areas. So is that something that I can apply into the wild?
Is that a racial trait, or is that just like a really? What's it called?
It's a clan. I think it's a clan trait. So a Grun clan, I think, can do that. Something like that.
Yeah, there are not such. You have no knowledge of such locations yet. Like perhaps once you do know those places exist, you could return to it. But here, you are in an unknown land. You're not even sure what the local ecology is.
Okay. All right. So I'll be no help. We'll have to rely on your abilities to get us to and fro. All right. But anyway, I'm thinking maybe my vote goes towards checking out that temple again. I mean, I'm all for rescuing the prisoners, but we really don't know where to go yet. So we either try to follow the vision and head south towards the mountain range, or we go back to, that prison. But
yeah, I mean, out of character, I think the story is pushing us back to the prison.
Okay. I saw a nod. Okie dokie.
Lyra, what do you think?
I feel like Whirlwind is trying to tell me something with the underground mountain.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it wouldn't hurt to stop and make sure that if there's any trace left of Wynn at the temple prison. I don't think she would mind a detour to save someone's life.
I mean, who knows? There might be other prisoners being held inside there.
I'm sure there are.
Yeah. And they're going to need our help as well.
Plus, I'm not above using my hammer to get more information out of that hobgoblin, because he was not forthcoming before, but I think after a few strikes of my hammer, he may change his loosen his tongue.
Whoa! I want to remind you, you're a paladin with a specific oath. I don't remember what that oath is. I understand. I can
intimidate. Now tell me though, I'm not saying torture, right?
Your literal first tenet is acts of mercy, kindness, and forgiveness.
To the evil characters that I'm supposed to destroy?
Who else do you offer mercy to?
Yeah, okay.
I mean, who are you gonna offer mercy to? You gonna beat a good person to death and then be like, okay, I'll stop if you ask me to, all right? Because I'm a paladin, I'm obligated to do that.
Yeah. So all of my combat is non-lethal then, but I could still pat him on the head.
No. It's just if someone asks for mercy, if someone asks for forgiveness, you are obligated as an ancient to allow for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would buy into that, especially if they asked for forgiveness.
I think storming the prison would be pretty heroic as far as heroic deeds go. I mean,
that's why you should do it, of course, because it's a heroic and not because it's a good thing to do, but because you think it might fulfill your destiny.
Well, I mean, it doesn't hurt that it's two birds with one
Ash
stone.
is so full of himself. He's literally he's a self-fulfilling destiny, just all wrapped up there.
All right, let's go and save who we can. and leave a note in case we die so other adventurers can save anybody trapped in the prison.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I think you already did that last week.
I told Tara.
And I
You
think
do
marked it on the map.
know that Buttercup is upstairs walking in circles. You can hear her lip clopping. Occasionally you hear someone go, "I've done it! A new metal! I've created it! Alright, now to go back to sleep for 8 hours."
Hey, Baldric, why don't you let your friends upstairs know that we're going to the temple and to go storm the temple?
Tara's like,
we're back."
no. I'll let them know when they come down for lunch or dinner. There's no need to disturb any of my paying guests.
That's fair.
Very well, very well. Let me just check my spells. I think
Yeah.
I'm set though.
Let me check my spells too.
Yeah, like, let me just take a knee here and pray real quick to myself.
Pray for guidance. Yeah.
Is Echo summoned right now?
I'm gonna say that I summoned Echo the night before.
Sure.
All right.
Echo's outside waiting for you. She has been miserable in the rain, alone. She didn't say anything because she didn't want you to think that she was being dramatic.
I'm sorry, that was a rough night. I offer her a ration. Or
Did you leave this poor creature out in the storm all night?
The horse immediately moves to stand next to Lyra and begins
Stop.
going through Lyra's stuff looking for, food.
Oh, I only have rations.
Yep, that's fine.
All right, Baldric finishes his praying. No changes. He's gonna stick with what he has.
Okay.
yeah, same. All right, let's head out
Very well. What's the destination?
to the prison.
Which prison is that?
I'll lead them to the temple.
I'm just waiting for you to say its name, Connor.
Prison of
Barad King.
El Barad King. I didn't get the king part. El Barad King is the
Yeah, that's what the El Barad, King.
okay.
Because you added Halleck down there. That's the important part.
I did.
The
I did.
ran-
Just noting that Halleck showed up.
Random first episode NPC from the other campaign. Just rolling on through. Just can't wait for Halleck to show up again on the other campaign. Just be like, one time I sat down in a tavern and I had lunch with a bunch of people who weren't doing anything. It was the most epic day of my life.
Yeah, I was gonna say the most boring.
So
people.
exciting.
If you're heading to a place you already know about and Lyra is taking you there, you get there with no deviation. What is the marching order?
Baldric out front.
Okay.
I'll be by Baldric to guide him on the path.
Okay.
I'll be second then, or third rather.
All right. I need someone to roll a d12.
Although, unless someone else wants to do it. It's not my
You can roll it.
point.
I believe in you.
Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, it's just a regular D12 anyway.
Okay. Yeah, a 3. Okay. You all make it to the outside of the blood temple of the prison of El Barad King.
Now, who wants to give their blood up?
I'll do it.
Baldric is just like, bleed, bleed, bleed.
Yeah,
Roll a D4.
Baldric's kind of used to it.
Baldric's rolled a 1 on the damage each time, too. Except for this
This
time.
time it's a 3, yeah.
You all find yourselves back in the prison. It's dark. And Ash, you on... So the prison is tall enough for the horse, but the doorways are not. It would be impossible to ride through a door on this horse.
Right. No, I
All
understand
of you appear in the middle of the set of statues that are making noises ominously.
Does somebody have a torch? I cannot see.
So I cast
do.
light on my shield.
The light of the sun. 0.25 sunlights.
Lyra's thankful she's standing behind him and not directly in front of her shield.
Oh, the shield is reflective too, just to, tiny metal shield.
Add to the visual.
You approach the door. Sorry, let me open my notes, because, I mean, who knew if you guys were going to come to this prison or not?
Ash, try not to make any ladies cry this time.
Open the notes for...
No promises.
Prison of Barad. On the table's top. Prison of Barad King. There we go. All right, I'm there. You head to the northeast corner, where you find a trapped and locked iron door. You know it to have a secret inner door that can open and allow like one person very forced passage through it. And also there's a secret sliding thing where someone could push it aside and look out and see who's here.
So I'm going to cast protection from good and evil on myself.
Very well.
So will I.
Very well.
Yep. Ditto.
Okay.
So I'm going to call out for the secretary lady. I forget her name.
You're just calling her secretary lady?
No.
Knock on the door. That worked last time.
Yeah, you knock on the door. You hear someone go, "Who is it?"
It's Ash again.
Hold on a minute.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You hear a bunch of swooshing and some fabricy noises. The door opens. The little door thing. The eyes open. It's like, "Yep, that's definitely Ash. What do you need?"
We're looking to talk to the hobgoblin.
Oh, you're coming back for the flesh market.
Yep.
Okay. She closes it. You can hear her take a deep breath on the other side of the door and opens it. She is, she's wearing a nun's habit and is holding her hands in front of her like this with a pious look upon her face. She looks human, and in fact, you would say she looks quite Wynn-like. But, just to be clear here, even with the habit, it's clear that she has significantly larger breasts. And she's just like, "Oh, didn't see you there, Prince Ash Hyrule. I was just praying in purity."
Who are you praying to?
The lady. And you can see her tail. Oh no, she's human now, so she doesn't have a tail.
Wait, who's the lady?
The lady is, so you know how in regular D&D, right, there's lots of evil gods, and then there's like the king of all demons and etc. In this world, the lady is literally the conflux of all evil.
Fair enough.
You know, just very pure, chaste thoughts. She like opens an eye to see if Ash is buying this. Like, is he into that kind of woman kind of deal?
So Ash, I guess I'm gonna do I know about the lady?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
okay. She's the god of all evil, right?
Okay.
Like, people don't say a lot about her because she's the god of death. She's the god of agony, suffering, torture, evil. Like, anything you could describe to as evil, it's the lady.
Mm-hmm. So are we able to walk in?
I mean, she's blocking your path. Sorry, she should be right in front of you, Ash. She's blocking your path insofar as she's standing there penitently, occasionally opening her eyes to check and see if Ash is into this. When she sees that I mean, let me ask, how does Ash feel about this? You know, Wynn-like human woman, very chaste, pious, religious.
Ash is unperturbed, you know. He's mission focused.
She tries not to sigh, and then turns and begins walking back into her, library, and says, "Very well, you know where you're going."
Mm-hmm. So is everyone following me in there?
All right.
So if you recall, there's lots of dirt and dust and debris, in the floor, in between packs of books, and that there's only a few paths through here that aren't covered with that and like a bone dust.
So I'm gonna ask what her name is.
When you do that,
Mm-hmm.
she goes from, let's say, 50% brightness to like 120%. You thought the light coming off of your shield was Sunny. You've never seen Sunny before until you've seen a succubus who's overjoyed to know that you've acknowledged her. She accidentally begins floating an inch off the ground and begins hovering towards you in that kind of bobbing up and down way. And she's like, "Oh, you want to know my name? My name?
Of course.
Eilena.
Eilena.
That's not my true name, of course. You won't be able to call me by that. But it's close enough. It's a good name.
Of course. You keep this place well.
Why can't he call you by your true name?
Well, if I was to tell a paladin my true name, who knows what fate could befall me?
I've heard of such onomancy and its powers. I understand.
She is attempting to brush shoulders with you right now, Ash.
Mm-hmm. I'm not resisting.
Okay. Yeah, she's just like brushing up against your armor. Like, yes. You know, I have a break coming up in a few minutes. Once you complete your purchasing requirements within the flesh market, we could go on a walk inside.
And well, speaking on that topic, you know, I know that there's that rule where you can't talk about people that work in the various markets that are here.
That's true. That's true.
But I mean, I was wondering if there's something I could do for you where maybe you might help us out. What can we?
In what way do you require assistance, my prince?
I mean, either maybe we could open up the door to the hobgoblin, or maybe you could let us know a little bit more about what makes that hobgoblin tick.
So only in character, because I'm okay with how this is going, but Baldric lets out a big sigh. He's like gripping his hammer, but that's it.
Leroy's gonna like scoot a little bit away from Ash to give them a little more room.
Out of character, I mean, you do have the option to just like clobber her if you want, you know, like.
You know what? I'm trying not to be a murder hobo, right? We're waiting to see. I'll wait till I'm provoked. But you know, as Baldric is definitely, you know, looking to smash some heads, but you know, well, you know, but like I said, not only for provoked.
So,
Not a murderer.
she moves to stand directly in front of you, Ash, and gaze into your eyes, and says, "I would be happy to enter into a contract with you to provide you more information about hobgoblins."
About that specific hobgoblin, I'm looking to
that is
gain
not what you
access
asked for. You asked for more insight into hobgoblins.
into.
What do you mean by contract?
Well, a contract is a contract.
Mm-hmm.
That does
Yeah.
not sound wise.
It's a common saying among people. You know, a contract is a contract is a contract. I've
I don't
often
think-
heard a contract is a law and a law is a contract.
Yes, I don't think we're achieving an understanding here. Never mind. We'll have to move on, I suppose.
She tries not to act heartbroken. Well, I should say she's trying to act like she's trying not to act heartbroken, right? She's definitely either is heartbroken or is attempting to play at hiding being heartbroken.
Mm-hmm.
I was really hoping to enter into a contract with you. Just a way to bring our relationship closer together in a way that matters to both of our people.
Maybe one day that opportunity will arise, but I don't think it doesn't seem like it's good to be today.
I mean, you asked me for my name today. That's extremely forward. Exactly what I would suspect from a hero of your caliber.
If you know my name, so I had to know a little bit
Oh,
about you.
well, among your people, names are but minor exchange. Among mine, names mean everything. Connor's like, God damn it, Arthur, I'm trying to finish this goddamn collar.
yeah. I gotta stop drawing when I try and roleplay. I really can't do both at the same time at all. So I don't know. Out of character, I'm looking at, or I guess in character, I'm looking at you guys, trying to like size up what your intentions are regarding this.
All right, so Baldric will step up to the succubus, and he'll try a very subtle intimidation just by being bigger, taller, stronger, with a hammer in front of him. It says, "We request an audience with the hobgoblin. Perhaps you could guide us to him at this time and finish your small talk."
There's no need to make a roll on that. I don't think she gets that it's intimidation. She's just like, oh, very well. Like, she's not even looking at you. She hears your request and just hears it as a request, not as like a, ooh, I'm bigger than you type thing.
Yeah.
She leads you to the southeastern door and opens it for you, and there's a different hobgoblin at the desk this time, and there are no dead giants in the room this time. The hobgoblin sees any of you that enters the room and says, welcome to the flesh market. This is desk number 2. What can I help you with?
Are these doors, I mean, I know this is going to be a stupid question, but I'm going to ask it anyway, but do all the doors have locks on them? Can they be locked both ways, one way?
Nope. So he is behind a, what do you call it? Portcullis. He's got a desk behind a portcullis. There are various doors in here. Would you like a description of each one, or is there a specific
No, I'm
door?
actually, so my specific question is, the door we just came through, does it have a lock or no? Because I'm basically trying to keep track of our escape route, if there will be locked doors in our way or not.
That door is not locked, and it has no lock.
Okay.
So I approached the hobgoblin.
Very well. Would you like to move your token in such a way?
Yeah.
Because you left your horse behind. Again.
Yeah. No, Echo's staying there.
Okay. Well, just to be clear, if Echo's staying in that room, Echo is in a constant susurrus of mumbling then.
I thought Echo couldn't fit through the door, though.
Yeah, you can't fit through the door.
No, you riding Echo can't fit through the door. Echo can fit through the door.
Oh, okay. So
if you try to fit on Echo while going through the door, you will be knocked off, and Echo will continue walking away.
Oh, okay. So I can.
Echo can make it through the door. It's just very tight.
Okay. Then I want Echo to follow, I suppose.
Very well. So you place Echo where you want Echo to be, because she's your intelligent, loyal companion.
Okay. Greetings, hobgoblin. So, and what might be your name?
Whoa. I'm sorry. Did you just introduce me as my race? Did I sit here and call you human? No.
Well, if you did, you'd be wrong anyway.
Well, let's try some basic courtesy here. This is the flesh market, not some knob hovel from Underrock.
Ash apologized to the man for being mildly racist.
I apologize, sir.
It's a trend.
Trend. I apologize, sir.
The name is Carcarosa.
Hello, Carcarosa.
Some have called me Carcarosa Red Dagger.
How'd you get the name Red Dagger?
He holds up a dagger. You can see that it's like 90% red, but like the bottom 10% is not red, and you're pretty sure that red color is not natural to the blade.
Is it like paint or is it blood?
Oh, it's 100% like caked on generations of blood.
Okay, just checking.
He just kind of like waves it around, and then like puts it on his belt sheath again and goes back to filling out some forms. I prefer the name Carcarosa, or Car, to my friends, of whom you are not currently one.
Well, Carcarosa, we're here to ask about.
But who are you?
My name's Ash. This is Lyra and Baldric.
And your purpose here in the flesh market today. Stall number 2.
We're here to look for a friend of ours that might have traveled through here at one point.
I don't normally sell information, but sure we can make accommodations for those who have funds.
Yes, well, we're looking for a friend called Wynn. She would have been a human. I describe her.
Sorry, when you say friend, what you mean is slave.
That's what the hobgoblin says?
Yes.
Well, she wasn't our slave.
But you don't mean someone who walks around the market. You're looking for someone who passed through his merchandise.
That's correct.
Just making sure we're on the same page. Yeah, so he begins pulling out ledgers and goes back like 2 thick leather-bound ledgers and says, yes. Just a few days ago, she was sold.
And to whom was she sold?
I'm afraid I can't provide that information. We have very strict confidentiality agreements.
You talked of a price?
I could tell you a price that she was sold for, perhaps.
But you talked of a price for information.
Well, that was before I knew that what you were looking for was information on merchandise. My initial thought was that you were asking about someone who was currently wandering around Flesh Market. This can be a dangerous place, and sometimes people disappear, especially into the Den of the Sisters. Sometimes the Oni like to grab people.
Where's the Den of the Sisters?
So he like stands up from his desk and pulls out a flask, drinks a little bit from it, and then hands it to you through the portcullis. And he says, "Listen, friend, however good you think you are, you're not as good as they are. Unless that's what you're here for."
Here for what? Are you saying this is their...
You don't know about the sisters?
No.
Okay, well. They like to charge for their pleasures.
Ah, I see. That kind of place.
4 incredibly talented succubus who charge a commensurate amount based on their level of experience. Veterans, really.
And they're here today?
They are here often. They come and go as they please, but I suppose it would be easiest to say their cousin, as you might have recognized out front, remains here as their secretary.
Mm-hmm.
They rule this place insofar as the flesh market can be ruled.
I see. Interesting.
Are they here now, today?
I saw them earlier, but they can come and go through secret ways. They have some way in and out of here that I know not of. They could be here, they might not be.
Where were they when they were here?
In their room.
They have a room.
They do.
Can you tell us where it's at?
I can.
Will you?
I seem to recall there being a discussion on price.
Ash,
We'll
throw him
just
some coin.
pat Ash forward.
And what price would you ask?
What is it worth to you?
I mean, depends on where that room is, how accessible it is, if we could see them.
Oh, you would be hard-pressed to see them.
How's that? If it's a pleasure house, surely they have customers.
I suspect, based on your arraignment, that you are no mere travelers looking for a pleasure house. Forgive me for saying so, but I have reason to suspect that at least one of you is a cleric of Wellwind. And the other 2 of you, it would be hard-pressed to say that you are not holy warriors. You openly wear a symbol of Guzankas.
But we do know these 4 succubi.
Are you so fallen then?
They would be very happy to see Ash again, I bet.
Yes.
A
I'm sure they would
repeat.
even pay you.
So he falls back into his seat laughing. It would be a cold day in every hell for a succubus to pay me. That is not the usual way of things around here. Were that to happen, I would be recounted a legend for all time.
I mean, then I suggest you tell us where you are, and we'll tell you that you sent us there.
How much money are you putting out here for this bribe?
Well, this is the bribe that the succubi will pay, right? I mean, that's what he's.
All right,
That's
you can
what
make a
Ash is
persuasion.
offering.
You can make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Okay.
I mean, he's laid out. I don't believe that
Can
the
I
second.
help him?
Yes, but that will only allow him to make a regular roll, no advantage or disadvantage.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take that.
You will take that. Well, it's a 21. It's 21, Connor. 21. It could have been a 9 if Lyra hadn't interfered with her help.
Imagine what everybody will say about you when they found out that a succubus paid you.
South. Many rooms to the south. And anytime you find a door where you could turn, keep heading south. They make several rooms into their pleasure lounges. Rugs, curtains, pillows everywhere. They are masters of illusions which can melt your mind and turn the room into whatever destination you desire. I think you will find many rivals along the path, though you seem stronger than most.
So while they're talking, Baldric would like to just do a circuit around the room, and I'll actually take a look at the doors. Are they looking kind of normal, or is there anything that's abnormal?
Yeah, let me walk you through it. Northeast door is made entirely out of bone. Door beneath northeast door has a lock on it, and is also made out of bone. There's the iron portcullis, which is directly in front of you.
And how strong is that portcullis? Like,
I mean, it's made of
super
iron.
durable?
I mean, are
Yeah,
you
and
putting your
I'm a
hand on it
pretty-
and testing it?
Not yet. That's just by look, because I'm a Minotaur. Do I think I would be able to lift it, or does it look too strong even
At
for
the
me?
best of your strength, you might be able to lift it.
Okay.
The southern two doors are both made out of bone. They have locks, but I'm not talking like padlocks. They have like keyhole locks. And the two doors to the west are iron towards the secretary's room, and then bone. The southwest bone door appears to have swelled in place and is stuck.
All right,
So
I
Caracas
wanna-
is looking at all of you as your Minotaur stalks around the room.
Well, we've been chatting this whole time, so he's been talking to us,
Right. So Caracas says, well, I don't suppose there's anything I could sell you. I don't suppose you're interested in the pleasures of the flesh.
What are you offering for sale?
Well, we have several giant rats here, some spiders and dire spiders, a drow.
So I look to Baldric when he says the giant rats.
I missed that. What was that about the giant rats?
Oh, you're interested in giant rats? We have several that have been brought in here for bounty. We're currently preparing them for processing. Giant rat testicles are powdered and used as a kind of stamina enhancement around here. The rest of the meat goes to whatever use meat does, but
Are they still alive?
the giant rats, yes, now. Yeah.
How much would it cost to buy them alive?
Do you want all three of them?
Maybe.
15 gold pieces.
Like,
So while you're saying this, he very seriously is like pulling out a fresh, you know, like his most recent ledger and like preparing to ink your entry into it.
I'll like look at Baldric.
Wow, that's a high price to pay for the rats. I mean, I don't even know if we have out of character. I don't even know how much money we have, but
I have 7 gold.
I'll look at Baldric and I will look at the Portcullis.
yeah.
I mean, this guy sees you looking at a minotaur and then looking at the Portcullis, and he just shakes his head and is like, "Friend, you don't want to cause trouble here. I'm sure you've been warned. 15 gold is a paltry price. Would you truly risk your lives for giant rats? You can find them anywhere in the forest."
All right, so out of character, guys, do you want to maybe open a couple doors to see what happens, or you want to try to go for this portcullis and see if we can get lifted?
Sure. Cotton, what do you say?
I don't know.
Do you have a preference?
Maybe checking some doors instead of the picking a fight with someone behind the portcullis.
Yeah.
I prefer
okay.
the rats not to die.
Well, we can always circle back. I mean, I'm looking at the door here, and this one that's, that I'm by now, like, it looks like that connects to his room. You know, that's conjecture, obviously, but seems like it's possible.
I think if we are going to cause problems, we ought to at least check out the doors and know if there's, possibilities for people to flank us or whatever.
Yeah, I agree. All right.
So while you guys are all saying this, Caracas is listening to you, and he's just like,
Wait, that was out of character, right?
communicated in character then.
All right,
She'll look at
We might be back.
Ash looking at the minotaur, looking at the portcullis, and be like, "Let's just look around for a little bit."
He sighs and closes the ledger as if you've just wasted even more of his time.
Yeah, so Baldric could go ahead and check this bone door in the northeast.
This door does not have a lock on it. It's made purely out of bone, like one smooth bone that has been fitted in place. You gonna push it open?
Anything? Yeah, if I don't hear anything, I'll push it open.
Make a perception check.
Okay. Perception.
A 4. You hear the squeak of chains on the other side of this door.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and push it open.
As you do, you see that there are dozens of chains hanging from the ceiling from your point of view. Chains extend from the floor. It seems like it'd be difficult to walk in this place. It's like a walk-in freezer with those little plastic things that comes down, but with chains instead. You can see huddled against the wall is a figure wrapped in like a potato sack cloth as a cloak, and then their body is simply covered in wrapped bandages, like several layers worth that obscure their figure, but vaguely outline a humanoid with just the eyes uncovered.
Would I recognize undead, like right away?
You could use your paladin senses to detect undead, if I am not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You were gonna say something, Connor?
Like the door just opens?
No, Baldric pushed it open.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, not locked. It was easy to open.
Okay.
All right, so I want to, whoops, not there. I want to go ahead and come in enough that I can see the rest of the room.
So when you move it in that square, you're in the same square as the person who's sitting on the floor. They reach up and pull down the bandages over their mouth and say, "Why have you come in here, traveler, into this dark lair?"
I merely am looking around. Who are you? Are you a prisoner of this facility?
I'm no prisoner. I'm just a traveler. I was taking a rest in here in the quiet away from the rambunctiousness of flesh market. I'm a gambler attempting to win back my fortune so that I could leave.
I was kind of going to wave from the doorway.
This place is evil.
How did you come in this place?
With blood.
I understand that. How long have you been here?
I don't know. Weeks, perhaps, maybe more.
Why can't you just leave?
There are things that I bet that I want back. Heirlooms I foolishly put on the table. My grandmother's locket. My father's sword. I have coin, more coin than I came in with, but I feel poorer than I have ever.
What do they look like?
It's a simple locket on a steel chain, gold. When you pop it open, it says, "Never forget," and has a small painting of a woman. My father's sword is cracked and chipped along the blade, 2 feet long. The hilt is wrapped in the skin of a shark. Sorry, could I ask you to close the door? It seems that someone has brought light into the flesh market, and I am, as I mentioned, trying to rest, and you're standing uncomfortably close to me.
So I'll do as he asked. I'll back out and shut the door.
Well, I didn't mean you had to. Okay. I'll see you around, traveler. You can hear from the other side of the door.
So, well, I guess Ash is gonna walk over because did Ash hear?
It was a very low conversation, and you were like 30 feet away. I don't know that would be something you could hear.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll go ahead and tell Ash, hey, there was a traveler in that room, but both those doors, actually go to the same hall. And then I'm going to check, unless you guys want to do anything first, I'll check this southeastern door.
Okay.
Just ask. Did you tell me about the shield or the heirloom and the
The
item?
sword and the locket. I would tell you about it on the way.
Okay.
Yeah, so we relayed the story.
Mm-hmm.
We should probably try and find those for that poor guy.
I wonder how badly he wants them. Maybe he's willing to fight for them.
Maybe we could just find them and give it to him.
This is a very kind and gentle world. Okay.
So the door that you stand in front of is very clear. When you try the handle, it is locked.
Very
the
good.
door is made of iron.
Maybe not. It worked last time.
Yeah, but let's come back to that. How about the other door? I just want to check these other doors too.
The door has a lock on it, but when you try it, it appears unlocked.
All right. I'll open that door as well.
As you do that, your friend Caracas Redblade says, "Good hunting." Carcarosa Red Dagger says, "Good hunting, travelers."
Good hunting. What does the store lead?
The flesh market. When you open the door, you see another passageway to the south. Where once a door might have stood, it has been removed.
Okay. And let's check this last door. The lower left. I think that was a bone door, right?
Yes, it is a overgrown bone door that has swelled in place.
All right, so I'm not trying to open it per se, but just give it a shove to test it to feel like it really is nice and stuck.
Make a strength.
Like it would take great effort to open it, maybe.
Athletics, sorry.
Athletics roll. You know what? Let me check something. Can't remember if I. Well, I'll just roll it the way it is. I'll find out after. Oh yeah, I've got a high athletics.
The door shatters under your touch, splintering into 1,000 bones and dust as you force your way through.
All right then. What's there?
You probably should have pushed a little bit lighter.
I tried. I think I don't know my own strength, but I tried to be gentle. It's hard for a Minotaur to be gentle.
You know what? That's fair. I won't judge you.
The next room is completely empty. Perhaps 15 feet wide by 40 feet long. There are 2 doors that exit it, but both are bone doors, which have also swallowed in their hinges. When you enter this room, it is even warmer than the other rooms you have been in, far more than either subterranean or outside temperature would allow for. And it is also very moist and humid. The air in here is perhaps fresher than the dirt and dust-filled rooms you've passed through so far.
Okay, so are we far enough away that we can kind of have a conversation without that hobgoblin hearing us?
Where do you want to go?
Well, right here in the corner where we're at. Are we far enough away?
I mean, he can physically see you from that location. You have a shining light shield. I mean, you're 40 feet away. It would probably be difficult to listen in, but he could certainly see what you were doing.
Okay, so we have some options. We all, what little we know. They know what I know because I share whatever I've seen.
Okay.
So I'm still kind of the opinion we might try to get through that Portcullis and talk to this hobgoblin face to face, because so far we haven't really gotten any information, and we are here to gather information, and he might be our best, easiest bet without us going too deep into this pit or dungeon. What do you guys think?
I think his warning about us attacking him through the portcullis would imply that that's going to get us in pretty deep pretty quick.
I'm hoping the succubi might have some information about what happened to the wind. At the very least, we can make them pay.
I'm all for making people pay, but at some point we're going to be causing troubles at one point. So I'm okay talking to the succubus, but if we get to a dead end, I mean, at some point we might have to take action, or we can go into the unknown.
We can't, no matter what, we can't let this place stand in perpetuity. I think all of our oaths would say that this place had to be destroyed at some point.
We must do it a smart way. I also suggest we step into a different room. Probably.
Okay.
So which room you want to go in?
Step over here.
All right.
And Echo's following. All right, well, they directed us to the south for the succubi. I say we take it room by room, take it slow.
To the succubi then?
That's fine by me. Okay.
Be on your toes. When we get closer, we'll need to cast another spell.
Yeah. How long has it been?
Perhaps 5 minutes.
Okay. Could maybe like a warning when the spell runs out, according to like time estimation, or like because we might.
I'll think about it.
I'll think about it. All right.
Well, let's put it this way: we will cast the spell again in 5 minutes game time. How's that?
How long does the spell last?
10 minutes.
10
Okay.
minutes.
So we're halfway done.
Well, you're halfway there.
So that's a good question. On duration spells, would the spellcasters automatically know when the spell's getting ready to drop?
Nope.
Nope. So they have to keep track of time themselves.
Yep. There's even a feat that allows you to do that. It's called Keen Mind.
Okay. Very good.
So I'm going to open up this door.
Okay. It is swollen and stuck in its hinges.
Okay. I'm going to try and...
Can I look around and try to make a guess from the damage on the doors and the humidity in the room to figure out what's making it more humid and hot?
Absolutely. Make a Arcana check.
Oh, okay, well.
Well, that's a clue. Uh-oh. Oh, no.
15. This is the prison of Barad King. Clearly, this place you are in is no mere mortal prison. It connects to some foul extraplanar dimension from which these evil filth infiltrate into your world, and perhaps in the process, they bring with it the taste of the hells.
I should be careful going through these doors. I think this is connected to another plane.
This whole place is connected to another plane.
All of this is connected to another plane.
This particular room seems stronger than most.
I will say that too.
Very well.
I think we're getting closer to that plane.
Ash, what do you want to do with this door? I mean, it defies easy opening.
I mean, what's the other door looking like across the room?
Same deal. It's just like the one Baldric had to shatter to get in here. They have all overgrown their hinges.
Can I check for traps?
Absolutely. Make an investigation check.
Right. And I'm looking for... I mean, I'm looking for...
We're looking
magical.
for it on this door?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
looking for it on this door.
On the westernmost door.
The
well.
one... Yep, this one. And I'm looking for also, like, mainly I'm thinking, given what Lyra has said, like symbols, like magical traps. So I don't know if that's still investigation or if it's going to be
still
Arcana.
investigation.
Okay.
You are certain that there are no traps of any kind, especially not magical ones on this door.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. Maybe not. I mean, could be. Well, you're not sure. The doubt begins eating at your mind. You spend more and more time looking for something that you're sure isn't there. Probably.
So I push it open.
Maybe just one more check would be okay. Well, make an athletics check. You push against the door, but unlike Baldric's simple show of strength, your full weight pressing against the door is not enough to open it. Nonetheless, shatter it in a dramatic fashion. You just kind of look like trying real hard to push the door, but it is solidly stuck in the hinge.
We could try the other open passage.
Yeah, or I could try.
You want to try? I think we could just keep going south like you suggested. We're going slightly askew from south if we go this way.
Well, we're still heading south, but I know what you mean. So if you guys want to go back and go through the, what they call it, the skin area or whatever.
The flesh market?
Flesh market, thank you. We can try that, or I can try pushing on this door.
Just out of curiosity, for the above hallway, can Echo pass through that as well?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I mean, this other door is free, open and available. We may as well check it before we mess with anything that could be or could not be magical in nature.
All right, so you're saying go back to the flesh one? Skin market, flesh market, whatever it is. That's fine. All right.
So after some brief exploring, you find yourself heading back. Extremely brief. Literally moments.
So Ash, maybe your horse friend could stay where it is to make sure no one comes up behind us.
That's an idea. Yeah. I mean, he'll be useful if we ever come to blows, but yeah, that's a smart idea. So, I mean, I thought this door below Ash was already open.
It is open. I am assembling the room's contents.
Okay, sorry.
And opening it now. This room is... all the walls are covered in tapestries. So you enter through an open archway on the north end of the room. There are piles of broken stone. There are piles of skulls. There is a rack of clothing that has just been left out. Dresses of various sizes and styles for some as small as girls and others quite large, which would almost certainly fit a giant folk. Everything in between.
Dresses?
Yep. Like 20 feet worth of dresses. The tapestries in here appear to be finely worked mastercraft, perhaps tied together through hair, maybe succubus hair, maybe human hair, all of them woven into symbology, infernal runes, abyssal runes. Some of them depict champions of evil in curved and wicked armor, smiting the pious faithful of the forces of good.
Can I try and recognize the events?
Absolutely. Make a religion check or a history check. Either will work here.
All right.
Smart.
You do recognize at least one event. It's a little out of place. You know, you're not in on the champions of evil, right? Like, this isn't a thing you studied. They don't really tell you stories about the Dark Prince, right? The Dark Prince is the guy that dies at the end of the story. He's not the hero of it. So it's hard to tell, you know, exactly who everyone is. But you do recognize the lady entering into a compact with other gods to bind the serpent Thardur beneath the ocean.
The lady binding Thardur. Okay.
With the rest of the gods, all the gods working together, including the lady. And the lady is depicted as being the most powerful and foremost of the gods, the others lending her their power Captain Planet style.
And Thardur is the warlock?
The chained Leviathan, indeed.
Yeah.
It is the god of madness, or it is the warlock patron of madness and secrets.
All right. I also want to see if I can identify any of the dresses as being winds.
None of the dresses are winds, but you recognize several cuts that either Lyra... They appear similar to the ones that Lyra had worn.
So I picked that one up and I show Lyra. Was this yours?
It's not that exact dress, Lyra, but one that was pretty similar.
I hate you.
Was that to AP or to Ash?
That was to Ash.
Oh,
God,
yeah.
I hope it wasn't to me. Jesus. I don't know what I would have done to deserve that.
Yeah.
I dropped them quietly and press forward.
Oh, let me... conorhughes, you motherfucker. You just drop a dress that was on a hanger. You just drop it in the middle of the fucking room.
I dropped it where it was. Yeah.
It was on a hanger.
Oh, well, I mean, okay.
It's on a rack. On a rack of dresses.
Sorry, I was imagining a pile of dresses.
This rude ass motherfucker.
I'm your.
Now there are piles of debris, like stones where the walls have been damaged. There are piles of skulls, but this is an otherwise tidy room. It's almost as if it's a theater prep room.
Ash, do you remember when we said there were things we weren't going to talk about?
I didn't realize that dress might be one of them.
But the whole situation.
I see. Fair enough. Okay. And he quietly dismisses himself from that conversation and moves forward to check this door.
Give me a moment to go through my notes.
How much time has passed since we entered the temple?
I think you're looking at maybe a minute or two left on your spells, as far as you can remember. You're checking the southwest door, correct?
Yep.
What are you looking for?
Yep.
Are you just testing the door to see whether it has a lock, whether it's openable, or are you looking for traps?
Yep, just testing to see if it's openable, what kind of door it is.
The answer to your question is that it is a door. It has a lock. It is made of bone. It appears to open easily.
It has a lock, but it's unlocked.
Correct.
Okay. Are we ready to press forward? I say and
Onward.
open it up.
As you open the door, you find a room with several other passageways leading in and out of it. Perhaps most damning is that driven at least a foot into the stone directly in front of you, blocking your path, is a spear, perhaps 3 feet long, sticking out of the stone, and a very serious sword/axe blade pressed into the stone. On the southern wall, written in a script, is a message. Do any of you read Celestial?
Yeah.
On that wall is written the message, "Save yourself, kill the others."
So I say what that message says to everyone else. And so wait, in the stone there is a spear and a sword?
It's a gosh, what is the, I don't think they're called naginatas. It's a spear that has a sword blade on the end of it.
Okay. Yeah. Like
Yes.
a pole axe or something.
Yes. Well, poleaxe is an axe.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. But yeah, like a Guan weapon. Guan. All right. So, and that's stuck into the stone. I'll try to pull it out.
Can you? Ooh, give me a moment. You have protection from good and evil cast on you, right?
Yep.
Correct.
For just a little bit. Have you recast it?
I mean, has it been 10 minutes?
I mentioned that you had like 1 to 2 minutes left.
That was before we opened. That was just before we opened the door.
Correct.
So we still have it on.
Very well.
Okay.
You touched the spear, and it seems difficult. Like you would need to put effort into pulling it out.
Mm-hmm.
Simple wooden haft leading to a mixture of silver and gold called electrum, which acts as the thing connecting the blade to the wood pole.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to maybe identify if there's any kind of curse on the weapon.
How do you want to do that?
Do
you have the spell identify?
No.
Then, then it's going to be real hard for you to identify that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess you might look for symbols, like painted on the ground or something like that. No?
Yeah. When you look around for symbols, you find in Celestial a message that says, "Save yourself, kill the others."
Okay.
It's about this time you begin to feel the protections of your spell fading.
Okay. So I ask, what do you guys make of the message and the weapon?
Fantastic. You still have your hand on the spear, correct?
No, I took it.
I
I took it off.
cast my spell again as soon as I feel it go off.
I'm casting mine now too.
I took it off. I took my hand off, but yeah, I guess I'll cast mine again.
Very well.
Are you gonna pull that spear out or what?
I'm not sure. What do you make of this, Baldric?
I don't know. What else? What else is there in the room?
So you're walking
Let's
past
take it.
the spear now, Ash?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I will too.
Let's have everybody pause where they're at. You see, in at least one southern archway, a deeper way in. And in another way... do you have dark vision, Baldric?
No, but we have the light of
Right,
his
but it's
light
only
spell.
from Ashes. So, Baldric,
Correct.
you can't see from this angle what is happening through this particular door. You watch as something steps out of the darkness with blood red eyes, white teeth, sharp fangs, huge paws, and growls. And as that happens, you see through that doorway the bare reflection of Ash's light reflecting off of 4 more pairs of eyes as 5 enormous dog-like entities begin charging into the room that you guys are in. And that, my friends, is where we're going to take our halfway point break.
Of course.
I wouldn't expect anything else.
Yep.
We'll be back for the second half shortly in about 8 minutes. Enjoy some fantastic Twitch adverts if you're watching live. And by fantastic, I mean mind-numbingly dull. We'll be back soon. We'll see
That's
you
not
then.
advertiser friendly.
Well, you know what? No advertiser uses me in a friendly way, so